Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how you can make a FiveM server. So the first thing you want to do is obviously just open your browser. You then want to search forms or FiveM forms. You just want to go to cfx.re or oh my gosh, I'm sorry about that. You just want to search FiveM download. You click on this or just go to FiveM.net. Then you want to press create your own server. You then want to press host your own server. Now it's going to take you to this page. Now before you begin, this section you want to right click, you want to open that in a new tab. Then you want to scroll down, you want to download and install Visual C++ Registributable 2019. You're also going to open the artifact server. We're going to go through that in a second. Keep on scrolling down. We're going to do that shortly, or we don't need to do that just yet. So yes, we're going to also get this. Now we're going to go down to this example CFG. What we're going to do is we're going to copy everything in this thing. Just going to copy that, Control C. You want to go to, oh, did not mean open Visual Studio. What you're going to want to do is right click, make a new folder. You just want to call this FX server. You're going to want to open this folder, make another folder inside here called server, and then you're going to make another folder and you're going to call the server-data. Now you're going to go in the server-data folder and you're going to click on view up here. Make sure file name extensions is checked. You want to right click. Just make a new folder. You want to call this, or not a new folder, I'm sorry. You want to make a new text document and call this server.cfg. Then you want to press yes. You want to double click inside this and we want to paste this, all of this. So then what we're going to do is customize this. So if we go down, depending on the region of your server or whatever, this could be en-us. I'm just going to run through the basic configuration. You can set a password if you want. You can allow script hook if you want. That's what I'm going to do because this is not my main server. This is just going to be a little localhost server. So you could just put a tag. Let's just put roleplay, right? Now, if you backspace on these and then you put a link to a banner here, it's gonna give you a banner when connecting to the server and for browsing it. Now, as for this is gonna be our name, so for the server. So we're just gonna call this YouTube tutorial. Then here's the project name. You don't have to change this, but if you want to, you can. For this, I'm just going to put YouTube. Now, you want to backspace this little thing, and this if you want to have an external config. We could go through that in a later video. But you want to backspace this if you want your logo to work. You then want to go down here. This is where you're going to be able to add yourself as an admin to your server. Now, for me, I want to have admin perms. So what you're going to want to do this is open your browser. Then you're going to want to go to Steam, or you're going to want to go to vacband.com. Once you're here, you're going to paste your Steam profile here, and then it's going to tell you your hex. You want to copy that hex, and then what you're going to want to do is change this .fivem to .steam. You want to change this one to your hex, and then that's how you're going to give admins. Here's OneSync. If you want to turn this on, you can, or turn this off, you can, but just doing that. But I'm gonna leave it on. Here's your server slots. 48 is the default, unless you pay for a key, which I'll get into in a minute here, which will allow you to have more slots and streamable add-ons. Here's your web API key. This is what you're gonna want to use most likely. I'll go through another tutorial on that at a later time, just showing you how to do that. But basically you just go to Steam web API key and then your Steam API key, and then you'll log into your Steam account. So as for the license key here, what you're gonna do is go to here, keymaster.fivem.net. You're gonna check this box. You're gonna fill this out. Boats. I think that's all those boats. Okay, once that does that, it's going to take you, you're going to press sign in. Now it's going to ask you to sign into your CFX Free account. You can sign in with Google, or you can sign in with Patreon. So I'm going to sign in real quick and I'll be back. Alright guys, so once you have made an account, what you're going to want to do is press register. Then display name. This is just what you're going to see. For me, I'm just going to put YouTube server. Then you're going to put the IP address of the server you are running. So if you are going to be running this on your own computer, what you're going to want to do is just search what's my IP. Now that's going to give you your IP. You're going to put that there. And then for server type, if you are running this on a virtual private server or a VPS, you're going to want to press that. If you're running it on a pre-installed game server like Zap Hosting or a server provider, you're going to do that. But for me, I'm just home hosting, so I'm going to do that. Home hosted. Now you're going to check this box once again, and then I'm just going to go grab the IP, and then I'm going to press generate. I'll be back. Alright guys, as you can see here, we have our key. So what we're going to do is just copy this, and we're going to right click paste. I really don't care if you guys see this key, because I'm not going to be using this, as this is just a temporary key for the tutorial. I'll be disabling it soon, so once you do that, you're completely done with the server.cfg. So what you're going to do now is open your browser. You're going to want to download the latest one you can. Then you're going to open this zip. I'm going to go back to the server folder and open that. You're going to drag everything into the server folder from the RAR file. If you don't already have WinRAR, you can go to winrar.com/download.htm and then select Windows 64-bit. Now we're going to go back to server data, go to this GitHub. We're going to just click code and download zip. Then we're going to be able to open our RAR file. Now we're going to go server data folder. If you're not already there, and you're just going to drag the resources. Now once that's done, your server is pretty much ready to launch. So what you're going to want to do, if this is what I recommend, I just create a folder called bracket base and bracket, and then I just put all these basic things. I put it in base because this is a basics needed for the FiveM server to run. And if you go to server.cfg, you're going to see all these are started here. Now what I like to do is go here, and for custom scripts, I put scripts, and I put cars, maps, stuff like that under these. So basically your servers are ready to run without any other resources. You just want to go to server, and you want to double click on the fxserver.exe to start your server. Now this is the basic server you can have. It does not get much simpler than this. Now that your server is installed and configured, it's going to open this panel, and then in your browser, it's going to tell you to go to your browser. It's going to tell you to go here. So that's localhost 40120. It's going to tell you here to enter the thing. Going to go to 2327, link account, and then we're just going to press continue. It's going to be our account. It's going to tell us to type in a backward password, so I'm just going to enter a password and save that. I'm going to press next. For your server name, YouTube tutorial. I'm going to press next. Deployment type, this is a local server data, so what we're going to do is go to the server data folder. I'm going to click up here, Control C that, put that there, press next, press save, and start server. Now our server is going to be starting up. As you can see, now our server is started up, so if we were to open FiveM, show you guys real quick. I'll show you guys how to connect to your server once it has been, once you start it. Okay, it's taking FiveM a minute, so I'm going to pause the recording and I'll be back. Alright, once FiveM has opened up, if you just click on this little thing right here, this is going to be localhost, or you can F8 connect. local host, and then you press enter. It's gonna connect you to your server. Now at this time, nobody's going to be able to join your server except you. Now, and if you would like to enable your friends or anybody else to be able to join your server, you would have to port forward. I'll go more in depth on that in another video, but this is pretty much just the bare bones way on how to install a FiveM server. So I'm just going to wait until we get in game, and then I'll be back. Alright guys, we're now back, and we're in our server as you can see. So we don't have any menus, we don't have anything. So I do have script hook enabled and I have menu installed. So the only way people will be able to use client-sided menus is if you enable script hook inside of your server CFG. Now everything works. You can go anywhere pretty much with this, but yeah, that's pretty much how you install a FiveM server. I'm gonna go more in depth on configuring your server and adding resources in another video, but I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did and it helped you out, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.